Hi guys, this is the second video, second part of the Windows Server 2008 R2. We already discussed about Windows Server 2008 in the first video. This is my second video, so we can go through it, the second video. And we just restarted the system, right? So it's already restarted. So now we can enter the giving username and password over here, right? So before log in this video, I just say one thing, which is this series is continue for this Windows Server 2008 R2, and we will cover all the parts of Windows Server 2008 R2. And guys, do not forget to like this video if you like it, and do not forget to give comments if you any queries, any question on this video, right? I already give my introduction, so guys, keeping watch. Okay. And one more thing, I just tell you, if you wanted to see any video of mine, please go through this YouTube, open the YouTube and type Chandramani Sahu and press search option here. So you will see all the videos which have been made by me, and you can watch one by one. You can learn the things over here. Okay, you can watch the video, you can like the video, you can subscribe the video. Okay, let's come to the point. So we have restarted, we have configured the static IP, and we have configured we have changed our computer name. Now we configure one by one role, and we discuss one by one feature. It's the administrator. I'm just login with administrator. My password is I cannot tell you, this is very secret. Okay, it's very secret. Okay, I'm just entered with my password, and it is login with the server. Once it's login, I will show you all the rules and how we configure one by one. But in this video, we will configure Windows Server 2008 domain. It behave like a domain controller. We will install that role which makes the one operating system will be a domain controller. How one operating system, one system will be a domain controller. Now we have installed the Windows Server 2000 R2, right? But this is not a domain controller, this is not a server, but this is, we have installed only the server operating system, that is the Windows Server 2008 R2, but this is not a server. Once we configure how it become a domain, if you configure the ADCS, Active Directory Domain Service role, there is one role, Active Directory Domain. So if you install that role, then this operating system and this system will be a domain controller, right? So I already tell you. So this is the desktop, and in this taskbar, I think in this previous video I told you this is a server manager, right? If you open the server manager, we have get all the roles, and we will find the options to install the roles, right? So let it be complete. I am so sorry, it's very slow to starting this. Okay, no issue, but our intention is to learn the things, right? It may be slow, it may be fast, it may be easy, or it may be difficult. Our intention is to learn the things, so definitely we will learn one by one things. Okay, so let it open the Windows Server Manager. This is a server manager icon. I just click over here. Now it's opening. So for the timing, it's just starting all the service. For that time, we just need to pause the video. Now it's login, and see, after login, this page is coming, right? This page mentioned all the things like specify the computer information. From here you will get the all the computer, what have the configuration other, you will get the information over here. And for the Windows activation, from here you can do, and set time zone. The time zone is mentioned over here. It's see, not activated because I am using this Windows Server 2008 R2 is a what we called not licensed version. For the testing purpose I am using this. Okay, you can here you can active your key also. Okay, product key, and configuration network. From here also you can configure the network, right? And provide computer name and domain. So I just rename this server, right? DC1, right? it is showing this one. And downloads, install updates, never. Enable automatic update and feedbacks. From here you can go. From here also you can add the roles, add features. Enable remote desktop, configure Windows 5. But I told you there are so many processes are there, we can configure the Windows roles. From here, this is the server manager. From here we can configure the roles. If you click this role, here the option is coming, add roles. Otherwise we can go to here from the start, go to the administrator tool and go to the from server manager. From here also we can do it, but I just minimize this thing and again I open this thing. From here we just add the role, which this is snap-in is coming. We can watch it, the same snap-in will come, that is the Windows server configuration snap-in. Okay, so this is the server. From here also we can install, but what we done, from here we just install this roles. This is the before you begin page is coming. What this configuration will do, it's giving all the introduction. The administrator account has a strong password. If the administrator account is not configured as strong password, the domain you cannot configure you cannot add the roles like Active Directory domain services, right? It is clearly indicate that a network setting such static IP address are configured. We have configured this thing, and the latest security updates from the Windows update installed. It's all the updates has been installed on my system. Okay, and I just next over here, see, this is the very interesting snap-in which mentioned all the features of Windows Server 2000, all the roles of Windows Server 2001. I have already told you, we have already discussed about in previous video. There are 16 roles are there, and we will discuss one by one things. But now in this video we will configure Active Directory domain service, not domain certificate services. This is the second role, Active Directory domain service. When I click over this role, and if you just select these roles, it indicates, it describes all the things about Active Directory domain services. Store information about the object on network and make this information available to user and network administrator. Active Directory domain services use domain controller to give network user access to permitted resources anywhere of the network through a single login process. So this Active Directory is what actually I am telling you. You can sitting in one place, you can manage the many users, many objects, many computers, anything you can manage in sitting in one place. So this is the main features of Active Directory. But if you talking about the Active Directory came across, I think Windows Server 2000. Am I right? From there it's Active Directory coming, but it has, the Microsoft has been developed many more things here, enhanced many more features in Active Directory, and Windows Server 2000 something like that. We will discuss it once I click over here. Now Active Directory domain server, it just blink, pop this page, add features required in Active Directory domain, right? So I'm just click add features, then click the next. Then here Active Directory domain service, introduction of Active Directory, क्या है Active Directory, you can read out here, you can get the knowledge from here, things to note, क्या क्या है Active Directory और क्या क्या चाहिए Active Directory के लिए, सब कुछ मेंशन है. और आपको पढ़ना है तो इधर देखो हाइपर लिंक है, ओवरव्यू ऑफ ADDS और इंस्टॉलिंग कैसे इंस्टॉल करोगी, अगर आपको मालूम नहीं तो इधर से भी देख सकते हो, कमांड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ ADDS. But I know all these things, I will tell you all these things, that's why I'm just click of next. See here, this is the confirmation, is confirming that these are the things will install. Okay, I just yes, I'm ready to install. I just click the install. So it will take some time, lot of time to install it. Till that time we just pause the video. Hey guys, now it's installed, so you can watch it. Now it's showing successful install, successful Active Directory domain service, and what are the features we have selected, that is also showing installed successful. Now we can close the install and run the DC-ROM. But in the Windows Server 2008 there is an option over here, so you can click also here, so it will launch the DC-ROM, right? I am not closed, but just I am click over this link, so it will start the domain. Otherwise you can go to the run command and type the DC-ROM. Okay, if you click over that, again this thing will start, but we know no need to be why this error is coming. The reason we already started over here, right? So I'm just click the next and operating system compatibility. It describe all this thing, Windows Server 2000, R2 domain controller. It's describe all this thing. If you want to read, you can read it. Okay, it is better to read, and there are two options. That is, one is existing for it and create new domain, new forest, but this is the fresh server and I just wanted to new domain in my forest. So I'm just click this option and click the next. So it asking the FQDN. What do you mean by the FQDN? It has been written over here. Type the fully qualified domain name. So what is that? We will discuss also what is that full, but I'm just typing fully qualified domain name, that is cmsahu.com. okay, this is the my domain name. I'm just click over here. It started. Check whether the new forest name already in use. So when I just type it cmsahu.com, right, in our forest, whether this cmsahu.com is already exist or not. If it is exist, it will show the, it will throw the error. If not exist, you will get this page. This is a set forest functional label, guys. These things it is very important to understand the forest functional label and domain functional label. So before you configure the domain functional label, we have to configure the forest functional label. So what do you mean by the functional label? Functional label is something like that in our environment, in our AD environment, in our network, which operating system are using, people are using. Maybe is Windows Server 2003 is there? No, I don't have Windows Server 2000. All operating systems are servers are Windows Server 2008 R2. So I just select it, because what are the features will be there if you have the Windows Server 2003, but if you not select the Windows Server 2003, because you are in your environment, in your environment there are 2 or 3 servers are Windows Server 2000, right? There are some application it won't be support 2008. That's why in your environment 2 or 3 servers are Windows Server 2000 is running, right? So at that time, at that kind of environment, you have to be select Windows Server 2003. So the features will be available. If you not choose, if you choose the Windows Server 2000 R2, then it's wrong, totally wrong. So but as per my environment, if it's my concern, I have no other server, only Windows Server 2000 R2 in my environment, and this is my first server. So I just choose the Windows Server 2008 R2. okay, I'm just click the next. You understand the forest functional level. It is asking the additional domain controller of option. Means what? If you see this window, select the additional option of the domain controller. Additional option one is only enable, that is the DNS server, right? In the DNS server we can configure the DNS in standalone server. I mean alag se kuch bana sakte. Otherwise we can install the DNS server, this option also. And additional information you can return. The first domain control of the forest must be global catalog server and cannot be RODC. In your environment, when in your forest, when you configure the domain controller, that first server should be a global catalog server, should not be a RODC. RODC means what? It's a new feature of Windows Server 2000 R2, that is read only domain controller. We will configure the read only domain controller and we will understand the read only domain controller, but later. Okay, you understand the first domain controller should be a global catalog. Okay, why first domain controller should be a global catalog, we will discuss later, but our concern is in this video to configure the Active Directory, right? So yes, I want to configure DNS server in this video, and global catalog already selected, because the first domain controller should be a global catalog. This is a first domain controller, so it should be a global catalog, right? We cannot change and modify it, right? I just check over the DNS server because I want to configure DNS server in this domain controller, in this server. So it asking the delegation of DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative prevent zone cannot be found. It does not run Windows DNS server. If you are integrating with an existing DNS instruction, you should manually create the delegations to this DNS server in the parent zone. Ensure reliable name resolution from the outside of domain cmsahu. Otherwise, no action in the record. Do you want to continue? Yes. Right? Because we will configure later DNS other part, right? So I just configure here. Only he will configure the DNS, install the DNS role, and the other part of the configuration we will configure later. So this is the very important, guys. When we try to learn something, right? Everybody wants to learn deeply, right? Everything should be understood very deep. So this is the three files. It is very important to remember. That is the NTDS sysvolume. So NTDS means the Active Directory database file, and sysvolume means system volume information will store in this file. And we will, it's a very big chapter, it's a very wide range of chapter. We will discuss within one video in this NTDS. What is the NTDS, what is the sysvolume, what is the work of NTDS, what contains the NTDS, what contains the sysvolume, we will discuss. But it's a default location. Yes, I'm agree to store the NTDS file and sysvolume folder over there. Just click next. Okay, so it asking the Active Directory password. So which password? Whenever you uninstall the Active Directory also, it will ask the password. Okay, so I'm just typing my password. Okay, it's very secret, I not want to tell you. Okay, right, what are the configuration are there? It's showing the configuration server is the first Active Directory domain controller in the New Forest. Okay, you may run New Forest. This is the first domain controller, and this is the domain name, that is the CM Sahu. Okay, the name of the forest also, New Forest also, and this is the Windows server to the functional level, it's 2002, and the domain functional level also 2002. You understand? And site default is the default site name. Okay, site. And additional information, we can scroll down over here, and it's the global catalog. See, it's showing additional read only domain. No, I am not configuring read only domain controller. It's not a read only domain controller, that's why it's no. And it's global. Yes, this is my first domain controller in my forest. That's why it's a global catalog. And the DNS server. Yes, I installed the DNS server, right, guys? And the NTDS and sysvolume folders are stored in default location, right? All these things before you configure, guys, don't press next. Read all those things careful, so you can understand the things what is happening in behind. So this is the most important. Most of the people are not reading, just next, do the next, but they never understand these things. I'm show you this video, just do the next. Nothing will gain the knowledge. You have to read out all these things. Okay, and here also using an answer file, you can create the answer file without prompting options. It will install automatically. That is called answer file. This will discuss also. And from here also we can export the setting. Okay, why this things options are there? Export the setting. If I configure the domain controller, if I need the same setting as it is what I've configured here, so I just export this file and save the file. Whenever I configure the Active Directory in that domain, if you wanted to same content, what are the same configuration need to be configured in that domain, you just import that file of that domain, so it will configure, right? But not required. So I'm just with the next. So it's starting the configuration. Okay, writing for DNS installation. Now all these things will come, right? There is option if you wanted to reboot the option. Once installation will complete, it will complete. Otherwise, yes, uncheck it. I'm just uncheck it. Then I group policy management console, Microsoft management console, all these things be installed. It will take a lot of time. So till the time we pause the video, once it finish the installation, we will come again and discuss the chapter.